Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Nick Tan Chats, my magic and mostly mentalism review show. My name is Nick Tan, and on today's episode, I'll be chatting with you guys about Liquid Cash by Harrius. So hi again guys, welcome back to the channel, and as always, thanks for showing up, thanks for tuning in, and thanks for spending some time with me today. So on today's episode, I won't be chatting with you guys about a mentalism product, alright? So today, I'll be chatting with you about a magic release. So I'm pretty sure that most of you who are watching this video will know the name Harrius. So Henry has released a lot of stuff, in the world of Rubik's Cube magic, okay? But on top of that, he has also put out a lot of material that is, deals with other kinds of magic, right? So I've actually reviewed quite a number of items from Harrius Presents on my channel. There's Totem, alright, the Witch Hand effect by Alex Ng. There is also Super Lemon, okay, which I've previously chatted about as well. And I've also talked about the refilled effect, alright, the Corona bottle effect. And also not too long ago, I also chatted about his Crazy Man's Split, alright, his little addition to the Crazy Man's handcuffs. So I've not yet had the opportunity to meet Henry live in person, alright, but we've become really, good online friends, okay, and he's been really generous with his time, with his knowledge as well, and we've been chatting and just sharing ideas back and forth. And shortly after the trailer for Liquid Cash was released, Henry got in touch with me and asked if I would be interested to have a look at this to chat about on the show, and I immediately said yes. So what is Liquid Cash? Well, Liquid Cash is a bill penetration effect. Okay, so the effect looks like this. You take two bills, you fold them up, and then you kind of interlace them together, just like this, right? And then really slowly, okay, in slow motion, the bills just kind of melt through each other. Now, when I saw the trailer, I was convinced that it had to be a gaffe of some kind, okay? Because I was so impressed with the visuals that the effect offered, and I was thinking there's no way that could be done with, regular bills. And as it turned out, it really uses regular bills, so everything can be borrowed, everything can be examined before the effect and after as well. And yeah, there's no gimmicks, you don't even have to gaff anything, okay? So you just need to borrow two bills, all right, two paper bills. I will get to that a little later. And once you have the two bills, you are ready to go. Also, really recently on social media, I put out a video, showing me performing the effect to the camera, okay? So, well, for those of you who didn't manage to watch that video, I think I'll just perform it here for you again. Now, before I perform the effect right here for you, I'd just like to say that this handling, okay, of the effect is not taught on the tutorial video that you get when you purchase Liquid Cash, all right? This is kind of like my handling of bringing the effect up to chest height. Okay, so it's not on the video, but well, if you get the video, I think you will understand what's going on. This kind of thinking is something that I apply to quite a number of tricks, and routines where, from like, waist level, where you normally perform effects like walk around, I try to come up with a version or a handling that I can do up here, okay, at chest height. And this thinking actually was something that I picked up from Guy Hollingworth. All right, back when I first learned his handling for waving the aces. But anyway, so here's what the effect looks like, all right? So you borrow two bills. In this case, I'm using a 50 and a 100, okay? So you fold up the two bills just like this into quarters, just like that. And then you kind of interlace the bills into each other like so. All right, so you can see that, in fact, I'll spread this out a little bit so you can get a better view of how the bills are kind of like, just interlaced, right, together, okay, just locked together just like that, all right? And now, in slow motion, all right, you'll see the bills just kind of melt really slowly, just like that, one through the other, okay? And it just continues all the way down the middle, just like that, okay? And of course, at this point in time, you can open up the bills and hand them out for examination. So what do you get when you purchase Liquid Cash? Well, you get access to a tutorial video which runs for about 12 minutes or so, and on the video itself you will first of course have a live performance, a live studio performance of Henry demonstrating the effect. And then Henry will go through the handling, all right? Everything you need to know about how to perform the effect, how to get into it, how to perform the actual penetration, and also the cleanup as well. The handling will be shot over the shoulder, so everything is really clear. You will see exactly how to perform everything. So, there's very little to say about Liquid Cash, right? I mean, I really like this a lot, and I was really surprised, again, that an effect that is just so visual and so practical can be performed with just regular borrowed bills. So some of you might be concerned about how difficult is the effect to pull off, okay? And I'll say that the effect is really easy to perform. The only thing you will need to be familiar with, okay, is the handling. All right, so learn the handling, learn how to get into the effect, really practice it, and you should have no problems whatsoever. A little point to note about the notes. So a little point to note is that you do need to really take your time in folding the bills. Okay, so really make your folds as accurately as you can, okay, because I do believe that the more accurate you are, in folding the bills, in really making sharp creases in the bills, the better the effect will look. So, you can go into this because it does use borrowed bills, right? You can go into this, cold, borrow 2 bills and go straight into it. Or you can take the approach that I've been doing, all right? So in my wallet right now, I have a $50 bill that has been pre-folded. Okay, so I've pre-folded the bill, and this makes going into the effect that much easier. And because I've made the folds really accurate, I've really taken my time. They are really sharp creases as well, so it looks perfect, right? Rather than having to do it under fire, right, live in front of an audience. Which again, you can do, with practice, you can definitely do that, but for convenience, I've just prepared a bill. Also, another reason why I've prepared a bill is because I think it's getting harder these days, to find anyone who carries cash around, okay? And in Singapore, only, and this comes to a point that I think many of you are asking in your heads right now, only a certain kind of denomination of bills are actually still paper currency. Okay, so the kind of regular bills that we use on a day-to-day basis, in the smaller denominations, here we have like 2s and 5s and 10s, okay? Those kind of bills, well, in Singapore at least, currently they are polymer notes, okay? Plastic currency, right? And the paper currencies are like in the 50s and the 100s. I do believe there's a 500 as well, but obviously, I don't have that kind of money in my wallet because, I am a professional mentalist in Singapore. So yeah, the question about whether this will work with plastic bills, all right, polymer bills, I've heard that it does work. I think you can get it to work, but I think it gets a bit fiddly. Okay, so while I think it is possible, I think it is quite fiddly, and in my opinion at least, I think I'll be more confident, and more comfortable performing the effect with just paper currency. If you're unable to get paper currency, okay, have a bill that is prepared in your wallet and then perform the effect using a bill along with a receipt of some kind, okay? Because all you need are basically 2 pieces of paper, right? So a receipt is in the kind of same size, as a bill, and so you can definitely just go into the effect with a bill as well as a receipt. In fact, the effect might look that much nicer, I suppose, because you do have to have a contrast, all right, between the 2 objects, all right, the 2 bills that are doing the kind of penetration, right? So they can really clearly see, the difference between one object versus another. So yeah, use a bill and a receipt, and you are good to go. So, I've been having a lot of fun with Liquid Cash, right? I've been performing it like a little bit too much, right, for myself, okay, because it just looks so nice, and also for friends and family members, anyone that I can get to watch me perform, right? The only other thing I will say is that when you perform it and after you're done, the effect feels more like just a one-phase kind of a thing. Okay, so it's not really a routine, right? It's just like one effect, So after the bill makes its penetration, I mean, people are amazed, all right? But there's a common kind of a response where people will say like, can you do that again? That kind of a thing. So I suppose it'll be nice to have something else, up your sleeve. I suppose that you can go into to kind of continue this thing. Okay, so I don't know, do something else with the bills, you know, a witch hand effect, you know, a serial number divination, something like that, all right, so that, you know, it doesn't feel like, you know, really short as just like one little effect. But, you know, all in all, you know, this is a really great one to know, all right, really great piece to learn, and it's really great, right, to know that you have something that you can perform anytime, anywhere, that you can borrow bills. Really visual, quite easy to do, really practical. It's really just kind of perfect for your EDC, I suppose. Alright, so if you'd like to pick up a copy of Liquid Cash for yourselves, I will leave the link in the description box down below for Henry Harris's website. Once again, I'd like to thank Henry, you know, for really kindly sending this to me so that I can learn it, I can use it, I can perform it, and also for me to chat about on this show. So that's all for today's episode, guys. I do hope you enjoyed it, you know, and got something out of it as well. Till the next episode, do stay safe, take care of yourselves, have fun with your magic and your mentalism, and I will see you on a future episode of Nique Chats.